Guys, in this video we are going to continue with the same topic, some basic concepts of chemistry. What you see on the screen, I've put up a scale there. The reason why I've put a scale there is today's topic we are going to talk about measurements. We use a scale to measure length. So in this topic we are going to see the different measurements that we are going to come across in scientific studies. In everyday life, we come across a number of measurements. Example, we buy vegetables in kilograms, which is mass, milk in liters, which is volume, and cloth in meters, which is length. But however, during scientific studies, in addition to these measurements, such as mass, volumes, and lengths, we come across the measurement of a number of other quantities, such as temperature, pressure, concentration, force, work, density, etc. All such quantities which we come across during our scientific studies are called physical quantities. So we are going to see about the measurement of these physical quantities. So whenever you take the measurement of any physical quantity, it consists of two parts, the number and the unit. Now see, I've written an example, 4.5 kilogram. Here 4.5 is the number and this kg, kilogram, is the unit. The main aim of this video is to study the units of measurement, that is SI units. So before we learn about different units, let's define what is unit. A unit is defined as the standard of reference chosen to measure any physical quantity. For example, if you go to a vegetable shop and try to buy tomatoes. If you want to buy 1 kg of tomato, what will the shopkeeper do? He will take a measurement written as 1 kg, a stone, and then he will use that as a standard to weigh 1 kg for you. And that stone is called as the standard of reference. Same way, we have a standard of reference which is chosen to measure any physical quantity, and that is called as a unit. Since early times, different types of units of measurements have been very popular in different parts of the world, like pounds, yards, feet, miles, inches, etc. So the early system of measurement, there are two types of system, English system and metric system. To avoid the confusions in the English system, the French Academy of Science introduced a new system of measurement called metric system. India actually started following metric system since 1957. This metric system, which was put forward earlier, was further improved by the General Conference of Weights and Measures, which was held in France. The improved system of units has been accepted internationally, and that is called as International System of Units, or in short it is called as SI units. To maintain uniformity in measurements all over the world, the SI system of unit is adopted in all the countries. The SI system of unit has 7 base units. These are the 7 basic physical quantities and their SI units. The 7 physical quantities are length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of the substance, and luminous intensity. So you will learn about all this in detail in the upcoming videos. So as for now, these are the 7 physical quantities. So now the question is, don't we have any other physical quantity? Yes, we do have, but the other physical quantities are derived from these base physical quantities, and that physical quantities are called as derived physical quantities. But the base physical quantities suggested by the International System of Units is these 7. And length has a symbol of L, mass M, time T, electric current I, thermodynamic temperature T, amount of the substance N, luminous intensity IV. And the SI unit of length is meter, mass is kilogram, time is second, electric current SI unit is ampere, for temperature Kelvin, amount of the substance, the SI unit is mole, and for luminous intensity it is candela. And these are the symbols of the SI units. Now you might have a doubt. Here the SI unit is kilogram for mass, and the symbol is kg. And we know if you go to gold shop, we don't buy usually buy gold in kilograms. We usually buy it in grams. So what is that gram? Same way here, SI unit of length is meter, but when we measure distances, we use kilometers. So aren't they SI units? Yes, they are SI units, but they are called as subsidiary units. Now see the difference between a unit and a subsidiary unit. A single unit is defined as a base unit for the description of a specified quantity. We say meter, kilogram. It is a single unit and it is used to describe a specified quantity. Other units are then defined as fractions and multiples of this base units. For example, in US, the customary unit of length is yard, not SI unit, the customary unit, which means they usually use this as the unit. So the unit of length, the customary unit of length in US is yard. But you use other units such as inch and foot. Inch and foot are smaller than yard and they are called as fractions of yard. Same way, mile is also used. Mile is the multiple of yard because it is bigger than yard. So these smaller and bigger units than the main units. For example, main unit is yard and the fractions are inch and foot and the multiples are mile. These units are called as subsidiary units. These are the commonly used subsidiary units in our regular usage. So kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. And here this meter is the unit. That is the unit. And these units are multiples and these are fractions because these are bigger than this, which means multiples of these are lesser, which means fractions of this unit. Okay, so I've written 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Meter is the unit and 1 kilometer is the multiple of meter, which means 1000 times meter is 1 kilometer. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. As I told you, centimeter is fraction of meter. For example, you have to take 100 pieces of centimeter to make 1 meter. So the centimeter is fraction, less than meter. Same way, you see 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So to understand this concept, I will show you one more slide. This is the conversion table. See, I've written the most commonly used subsidiary units. So our main unit is meter and these are the multiples of meter and these are fractions of meter. So if you want to go down the stairs, which means if you want to convert kilometer to hectometer or hectometer to centimeter or meter to millimeter or kilometer to millimeter, if you want to go down the stairs, each bump is multiple of 10. So you have to add 1 0 for each bump, which means each step. Suppose I'm converting kilometer to hectometer. So 1 kilometer is equal to 10 hectometer and 1 hectometer is equal to 10 decameter. 1 decameter is equal to 10 meter. But 1 kilometer is equal to how many decameter? 2 bumps are there. So 100 decameter. So 1 kilometer is equal to 10 hectometer. But 1 kilometer is equal to, in terms of decameter, it is 100 decameter. Same way for meter, 1 kilometer is equal to 1, 2, 3 bumps are there. So 1000 meter. Same way, if you are converting from this side to that side, which means you're going up the stairs. For each bump, you divide by 10. For example, you are converting millimeter into centimeter, divided by 10. Centimeter to decimeter, again divide by 10. Decimeter to meter, divide by 10. Same way, if you are converting millimeter to decimeter, divide by 100 because 2 bumps, 2 steps are there. Millimeter to meter, divide by 1000. Okay, so same way, 1 meter is equal to how many kilometers? Divide by 1000. So 1 meter is equal to 1 divided by 1000 kilometer. So this is a easy way to convert one unit into another subsidiary units. To remember this table, for example, kilometer, hectare, deca, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter, there is commonly used mnemonics. I think you would have studied this in lower classes. King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. King, K, kilometer, Henry, H, hectameter, D, doesn't, so D, decameter, and U is unit. The unit here is meter. Drink, decimeter, chocolate, C, centimeter, and milk, M, millimeter. So this is the conversion table. Now if you see this conversion, you can write it easily. Now see, this is King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So kilo, hectare, deca, meter, decimeter, centimeter, and millimeter. So 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? See, 1, 2, 3, 3 bumps. So 1000 meter. 1 meter is equal to how many centimeter? 1 meter is equal to 1, 2. So 10 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to how many millimeters? Just 1. So 10 millimeters. That's what I've written here. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. 1 meter 100 centimeter, and 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Now 1 meter is equal to how many kilometers? I told you if you're going up, divide. So 1 meter is equal to how many kilometers? 1, 2, 3. So 1 divided by 1000 kilometer. Same way 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters? Okay, 1, 2. So 1 divided by 100 meters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meter. 1 millimeter is equal to how many centimeters? 1 by 10 centimeters. So if there is 3 zeros, so how will you write this? Write this as 0.001 kilometer, because 3 zeros. Okay, same way this one 0.01 meter. This is 0.1 centimeter. Okay, this is how you have to do the conversion. I chose these subsidiary units because you're already familiar with these units. Kilo, deci, centi, milli, you would have heard already in your lower classes. But these are not the only subsidiary units. I'm going to show you a few other subsidiary units that you would be using in higher classes. Now see the other subsidiary units, and we use a prefix. See, deci, centi, milli, kilo, we have already seen. These are the other subsidiary units that you would be using in SI system. These are the fractions of meters, and these are the multiples of meter. Okay, these are the fractions, which means less than meter, and this will be greater than meter. See, 10 power minus 1 meter is called as deci. So 1 decimeter is equal to 10 power minus 1 meter, which means 0.1 meter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 power minus 2 meter. So everywhere you should put meters. And millimeter will be equal to 10 power minus 3 meter. So all these prefixes can be related to the SI unit meter. So when I say 1 kilometer, which means 10 power 3 meter. Not only for meter, you can use it for other units also. And see, giga. 1 gigameter is equal to 10 power 9 meter. This is multiple. This is fraction, lesser. So when I say 1 terameter, which means 10 power 12 meter. So these are the list of subsidiary units. You can see few more units in your textbook. You have a tabular column. Please go through that and learn the values. You have to learn the prefixes and the symbol used. See, this is D, C, M, nu, N, P, F, D, A, K, M, G, T. So for multiples, we will use capital letters usually, and for fractions, small letters. And for micro, 10 power minus 6 meter. 1 nu is equal to 10 power minus 6 meter. Same way, nano, 1 nanometer is equal to 10 power minus 9 meter. This is all about subsidiary units. So far we have been discussing about the unit and the subsidiary units of meter. So remember, there are 7 basic physical quantities and their SI units. See, when we write the SI unit of length is meter and mass is kilogram, there is a definition for each of these units. For example, if you want to define kilogram, if you go to the International Bureau of Weights and Measures in France, you can find an airtight jar. Inside that will be a cylinder made up of platinum and iridium. The mass of that platinum and iridium cylinder that is stored in that airtight jar at International Bureau of Weights and Measures in France is actually kilogram. So that's how we define each units here, SI units. Kilogram has been defined as the mass of platinum iridium cylinder that is stored in an airtight jar at International Bureau of Weights and Measures in France. So same way we have definition for each units. If you are interested, you can Google it and see, because we are not going to use the definition anywhere. And if you read your textbook also, you'll have a tabular column where the definitions are given. So this is all about the 7 basic physical quantities and their SI units. As I told you already, there are other physical quantities other than the 7 base physical quantities which we have seen already. But these physical quantities are derived from the base physical quantities. So these are the list of few. I've written only few. There are many other physical quantities that can be derived from the 7 base quantities: area, volume, density, pressure, frequency, and electric charge, because we will be using all this in our lesson. So that's why I've written only these list. So area, the definition is length square, which means L square. Volume, length cube. Density, the formula definition is mass by volume. Pressure, force by area. For frequency, number of cycles per second, which you will be learning in the next topic. Electric charge, current into time. So there is a unit for all this physical quantity. Area is meter square. Volume is meter cube. Density is kg per meter cube. For pressure, Pascal. Pascal is defined, further expanded as Newton per meter square, or kg meter inverse second inverse. For frequency, it is Hertz. For electric charge, you have Coulomb. And remember one thing, when you're writing these units, you're actually writing the SI units, because these units are all derived from the 7 base SI units. So what is the SI unit of volume? Meter cube. What is the SI unit of temperature? It's Kelvin. But you have to remember one thing, even though these are SI units, we have other units which we commonly used. That's what I'm going to tell now. Now see volume. Volume, the SI unit is meter cube, but we usually express it in liters. So you should have an understanding the connection between this and this. 1 liter is nothing but 1 decimeter cube. 1 liter is 1 decimeter cube. You know meter and decimeter, same like you have meter cube and decimeter cube. Same way 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube. Please learn these conversions, because we usually use these units other than the SI units. So when we use other units, you should know the equivalence of these units in SI units also. And next one is temperature. What is the SI unit of temperature? It's Kelvin. But we use Fahrenheit and Celsius also. And this also you would have studied in lower class. If you want to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, this is the formula that you use. 9/5 into the temperature in Celsius plus 3 will give you the temperature in Fahrenheit. Same way, take the temperature in Celsius and add this value, 273.15, you get the answer in Kelvin. So you can express the temperature in Kelvin. So these are the commonly used units other than the SI units. So the main objective of today's video is to study the units of measurement, especially the SI units, because you would be able to derive the units of any physical quantity if you know this base units. That we will be doing in the next video. Thank you.